If you go down history lane, you would know that Nigeria is one of the few African countries, if I can say few, that has had a very fertile history of military interventions. And that began with the 1st of January 1966 intervention. After that, it had been coups and counter-coups going on seasonally. The pattern kept changing, either from one military to another military, or from civilian to military, and the struggle to institutionalize civil rule became so difficult, and the road to civil rule was actually very, very tortuous for this country. Until 1999, the key question you want to ask would be, what were the situations that made it possible for those interventions in the past, those military interventions in the past? Do we still have similar conditions in the country today? Do we have a situation of despondency among the people? How much hope do the people have in civilian administration? There is no type of administration, whether civil or military, or civilian or military, that does not have its own advantages and disadvantages. Civility is supposed to be an offshoot of humaneness, and that is why democracy, beyond the common definition that we talk about, oh, democracy, government of the people, for the people, by the people, and all these things. Democracy is much more than that. That's why democracy has to begin to think of how to guarantee the good of the larger majority. If you say you want to run a particular type of government, by whatever name, and the people don't feel secure, they think they are hungry, or they are actually hungry, they do not have hope for a future. There will be the tendency for them to become despondent and then make calls that they ordinarily would not make. In any case, the job of the military is not to run government. But having said that, when you are under a democracy, and when you come to governance with a particular mantra to say, this is what I am bringing hope, or I am renewing your hope. I see the idea of renewed hope as a borrowed garment, because Hope 93 was there, which was truncated. But maybe 2023 was an opportunity for us to remind Nigerians, and that is why anybody who runs on anything hope, who has been part of the ideology of Hope 93, should be a careful social engineer, because Hope 93 had a whole lot of promise in terms of socio-political engineering that was supposed to drive Nigeria into a new day. So if you're saying, I'm running on renewed hope, people want to see the hope. Where is the hope? A barren woman, if she suffers barrenness for too long, she would ask for stillbirth. If you do not give people hope, why would they not ask for hopelessness? When we fail, let us all admit that we have failed collectively from sector to sector. You see, I do not want to push the blame of systemic failure or state failure onto either civilians or onto the military. It will be unfair to either of them to say that they are the ones responsible for all we are experiencing now. But perhaps if you want to make reference with the indices, number one is security or insecurity. There will be no desire to have military rule if you feel secure under a civilian regime. But if we look at Nigeria today, are we safe? Are we secure? Terrorism and banditry seems to have taken over a huge chunk of this country. The first thing that government is supposed to guarantee is the security of lives and property. Poor management of the economy shows that the state is not working well. Unconscionable display of bad wealth. It is only in Nigeria that somebody can wake up today and throw a party in a community where people are hungry, waste food, trample on naira notes, spray dollars, and we will see nothing wrong in that. Another of the indices that we have to also talk about is corruption. Is there corruption in the society today? The answer is a big yes and a big yes. Because there are a lot of people here who cannot explain what they have. We no longer care to ask for how people made their money. If you say you want to fight corruption, and then somebody who didn't even have a bicycle yesterday wakes up today and owns a private jet, and they say, oh no, it's the grace of God. If it is the grace of God, show me that God so that I can also go and collect grace. And you are saying people should not be saying things they are not supposed to say. Because in a properly civilized society, in a good civil democracy, people will not be asking for military rule. If you serve them well, if the democracy that you have given them is serving them well, did anybody elect the present government for us? We elected this present government by ourselves. And so we should expect the consequences.
Daybreak. The Daybreak Show.